So this guy came out and made some very deep revelations about Nnamdi Kanu and what senators and governors are doing to him currently. And since then, it is as if nothing happened. Now, this same person you see here, this is not an Igbo person. He shared prison. He was sent to prison. And he stayed in the same prison with Nnamdi Kanu. And since he came out, his life has never remained the same. In fact, they are asking him, why are you so particular about the Igbos in this matter? And he explained. But there are things this guy revealed that ordinary person is not supposed to hear. Just listen to this guy first.
As a northerner, why do I like the Igbo people? Most of them are resilient and they are courageous. That does not mean you don't have cowards among them. When you say a particular tribe has this character, what it means is that more than 70% of them, they have that character. But you can still have some persons again who do not have such characters. So now this is a region that more than 70% of them are resilient. They are very hardworking. They are courageous. And they love their leader. We in the north, we also love him. Mr. President, I appeal to you, in the interest of national healing, I appeal to you, please, let this case be discontinued so that we can have peace in the southeast. So that we can have peace in the entire country. And it will be to your credit that during your tenure, the southeast was stabilized. It is far better. And the votes you are looking for, you will get it easily without spending money. Because in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he does not need to give people money. After his detention, look at what we are going through because of him. Because we believe in him. So that's the appeal to Mr. President. And the President, let me say this, he's a listening President. You'll be shocked that before 20 this case will be considered. Because I wrote a letter to President Tinubu, less than a month, he replied. I was shocked. How is this possible? That's the president of over 200 million people. How is it? I have written letters to governors. For more than 2-3 months, they have not replied. And you, as the president of the entire country, you are replying in less than a month. How do you do this? So that's why I'm using this medium to appeal to President Tinubu. There's no need for this case to continue like this again. Let it come to an end. Political settlement is the best way so that we can have peace in the country.
What do you say to those who argue that Kanu detention is illegal under international law? Some others say that he's a terrorist and all kinds of allegations. What is the truth? Given the little you know about him, your interaction with him in the last 2 months while in detention, what do you think?
I think by my little exposure and my stay in the north and in some other parts of the country where I have had cause to listen to persons who have directly or indirectly met with terrorists, I should know one when I see a terrorist. A terrorist will not be talking about peace. I was shocked when I met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was always emphasizing about peace and justice. So a terrorist will not want people to live peacefully. A terrorist, you see, there are some things I don't want to reveal because of the security implication. But because there are some persons in detention that anytime they have opportunity, because not all the time they bring you out, when they have opportunity to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Fulani girl that the first time I met her in that detention was when I saw her with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She had gone there to complain, to ask for favor. So I was shocked, why is this? Yeah, because they don't usually allow that. That's one good thing about the DSS facility. They don't allow that at all. But the girl was to be taken out for medication. So she saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and quickly started talking to her because she doesn't speak English fluently and there was a gap in communication. So I had to come in. I realized that she has more confidence in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu than even her own father. By the way she was talking. Mazi was consoling her. That do this. She said she was even complaining that she has stayed here for a long time. She doesn't want. She was talking about even committing suicide. Mazi was consoling her and telling her what to do. That's the kind of if a terrorist will not bring. I'm talking about a Fulani lady, and they are virtually all tribes you find there. Everybody in the detention facility rallies around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the way he was always speaking to me, a terrorist will not be talking like that. And okay, another thing again, on a Salah day. That Salah I spent in detention, the big Salah, I, as a Muslim, I felt irritated. But even Mazi, he doesn't, he tolerates all of these things. Because on that Salah day, during the celebration, the Muslims usually shout, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. But they were shouting. So I was calling, you see, this detention facility, they are Muslims, they are Christians, they are others. Aside that, you don't have, it's not, even if they are, all of us are Muslim, you don't have to shout and disturb others. At this particular time, some persons want to sleep. Some persons want to just sit down quietly. You cannot be shouting like this. But throughout, for the 3 days that happened during in the detention facility, he will not complain. Instead, those who want to come, because when people have problem, they run to him, not even to DSS officers who are supposed to take care of us. He will tell them, no, it's just for a short period of time. Just be patient. When you live with people, you have to tolerate them. I was angry. But he was calming others down, because me, I was also telling those that were invited, no, you don't have the right to shout. We are all here. Even if all of us are even Muslims, you don't shout. Some persons will want to sleep. But because I lead prayers in the detention facility also, but some persons, most problems that we have in this country is as a result of ignorance. But they couldn't challenge me because they know that I am a Muslim, and I also one of their leaders, even in the detention facility, because I lead prayers. It was when I came that we started even doing the Friday Juma prayers. But I told them that if you want to worship God, you don't have to disturb another person. That any act of worship where another person will feel injured or another person's peace will be taken away, that is not an act of worship that will be rewarded. Now we don't have to raise our voices. In fact, even when I do recitation, I bring my voice down so that it doesn't disturb others. And so I was always telling that this is how a religion should be practiced. It should not be a source of problem to people. But Mazi was not complaining. So if he's a terrorist, I have not seen anything that will make me. That's why I believe in him. I believe in him 100%, more than I believe in my state governor, more than I believe in virtually all Nigerian leaders. And that's why I am out. That's why I have been going through all of this, and that's why I'm appealing. You see, of course, I don't have access to him now, but I can tell you that because I know the kind of person that he is. Mazi, as a courageous man, he listens to his followers. He knows I love him, and I know he loves me. So for that reason, once he's released, I'll go and appeal to him. That the same way you told me to play along, I played and I have been released. When I was released, I went on air to appeal to Mr. President for your case to be discontinued. I know you are a strong man, but because of those of us who love you and want to see you outside, please stop so and so, discuss with Mr. President, and see how this thing can be resolved amicably. I am very sure Mazi will listen to me because he is a listening person. We argue with him on certain things, and he's very vast. So that is the reason why I am coming out now to make this appeal and to tell Nigerians that, and all those listening to us, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. He's not a criminal. His only problem is that he's fearless and courageous. He hates injustice. He used to tell me, usually tell me, he will speak in Igbo and translate to me. He will say this is a proverb in Igbo language. That I remember a particular word that he told me, that in their place, when a child is beaten by his parents, is being beaten by his parents, and the child runs to an elder. Yes, that elder will now serve as a shield, so that the parents will not continue to beat again. And also that if anybody is being molested, it is the responsibility of others to come out and stand for the person who is being molested, so that you don't keep quiet when a particular person is being humiliated. That he will speak in, he said that this is a proverb in Igbo language, and then he will translate that this is, so there are so many things he told me, so that these things are not allowed. These are the things that are not good, and society must condemn acts of injustice. And that's why, and he demonstrated that, and he's still demonstrating that in the detention facility where he is. As I speak to you, if not because of the professionalism of the DSS officers who are close to him, I can tell you that all of them, if you ask them, those that are close to him, that work close to him, all of them, no exception, will say that they should release him. All of them, they like him. The way they interact with him, you see that they like him. Everybody that detention facility, they will want him to go, but they will miss him. All. You have virtually all tribes in that detention facility, but all want him to go. All are saying he's a good man. Those who don't know him, are they now saying that all the people who are with him don't have their reasoning and their thinking is bad? Everybody in that detention facility, I let the DSS conduct a survey. Everybody will say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a good man. The Igbos will say the same. Yorubas will say the same thing. The Fulanis will say the same thing. The Hausas will say the same thing. I met him just for how many days. See how I am passionate about him now. I'm among those who are his members already. Anywhere he goes, that's where I go, because I know he's a good leader. You see, you will always want to be by somebody who will not betray you. Somebody that you know that will always stand for you. One of the things my family members told me that you should be happy that you were detained, because at least you have got to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that because when I went back home, I told them that I had a wonderful discussion with Mazi. I said, that means this is a blessing now. If you were able to, now are you sure? I say, I'm sure that somebody that I know very well that this. I told them the story about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was when I was going to protest during the last protest, and because a lot of my family members entertained fears that it was going to be that the security will clamp down on us. But I said, no, if you cannot betray somebody who stood by you, who is a good person, we just pray for you. Whatever happens, go. Not because of what I told them about him. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and based on he was kidnapped from Kenya. Also, I think he was kidnapped. Why should you kidnap somebody and bring the person to Nigeria to come and try? And even in Nigeria, I think there was a judgment that was given that he should be released and a compensation paid. Why was that judgment not carried out? So this thing has nothing to do with law. It is pure political witch hunt, and that's why we want Mr. President to just end it.